Duff live. Just 6 weeks ago, she got married. Hard to believe she's all grown up from her days as Lizzie McGuire, but since her role at Disney, she has 3 multi-platinum albums. She has a line of clothes with DKNY. She has a perfume called Love, and now a brand new book that we'll be talking to her about called Elixir. Hilary, welcome to Get Connected.
Hi, Conn.
Well, Hilary, we're glad you're with us. My understanding is you just got to the studio.
I know, I did. We've been running pretty fast.
Well, I know. I just saw you on the Today Show where you mentioned you have 4 dogs and 2 cats. How did you finish a book with all that chaos?
You know what? The cats are pretty cool, but it was the dogs that sometimes, they were there for a lot of it, but sometimes like the doorbell rings or the phone rings and one starts and then they all start and you're just like, oh, I can't concentrate, so they took a few trips down to my mom's house. But the cats, they were pretty involved actually in the process, stepping on my keys on my computer and stuff.
Well, through all those obstacles, Hilary, congratulations on your first book.
Thank you.
Well, Hilary, as you know, your lead character's name is Clea. How did you come up with her?
You know what? It's funny. That was a tough process, was naming all the characters. And we were just trying to think of something unique and different. And we were thinking Leia. I have a friend named Leia. And we kind of just went towards Clea. It doesn't seem that common, and that's what we wanted. The other character's name is Sage, and that's very unique too. So really, when we were creating the characters and when I started creating them, they didn't even have names. So that process came kind of later.
So clearly, character development is very important to you.
It's the most important thing. I think when you're reading a book, you want to relate to the characters, and they have to be unique, and that was one of the most challenging things, I think, about writing it. But also the story is very complex, and it's about a young girl who is a photojournalist and travels around the world and has a life that's kind of in the spotlight. And she's on a mission to find her father, who disappeared on a humanitarian trip. And it's kind of a race against time to find this elixir of life. And she ends up finding her soulmate through this process. And they realize they've been together lifetime after lifetime, and he's kind of haunting her photographs. So there's a little bit of mystery. There's like a lot of love and action, and there's a lot going on. It's hard to explain in a few sentences.
Well, there's one thing you can clear up. Is Sage considered a nice guy? Because I know us nice guys usually finish last.
You know what? The nice guy, he's a good guy, but I don't want to give too much away. There is a little bit of a love triangle going on, because the person she travels the world with is her best friend, Ben, and obviously he's in love with her, and he's the nice guy, so he kind of finishes last.
Dang it, Hilary. In your next book, the nice guys are going to have to finish first. Now, Clea believes in love and lives in the moment. That seems to describe you, Hilary.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I tried to create a totally different character than myself, because people know so much about me. It's like, do they need to know? Is there anything more that people want to know about me? But clearly, writing a story about a character, parts of yourself seem to filter through.
Well, I'm certainly glad it did make it into the book. And now Clea and Sage, fell in love at first sight. Is that similar to the way you and your now husband fell in love?
Yeah, you know what? Mike and I, when we met, it was love at first sight. We kind of have a different story there. Who hit on who talked to who first. Which it was still like a debate during the wedding in front of everyone. But we started dating right away, and we were, nonstop for 3 years, and we got married. So I think we both kind of knew when we met each other, like, whoa, this person's rocking my world. It was awesome. And that's not really the case with Clea, though. She knows this guy she's connected to him in a way, but she does get mixed signals, and they have a very push me, pull me kind of relationship.
All right, Hilary, you need to confide in us. Did you know that you had that awesome cliffhanger before you even wrote the book?
Well, I knew that it's supposed to be a 2-book series, and hopefully, I want it to be more. I can see the story going on. at the end, you're like, how many answers do I want to give away, and what do I want to save for the next book? You know, it's a little bit challenging. So I'm glad you thought the ending was good. But yeah, I knew, you know, that it was going to be a series.
All right, Hilary, now that I'm stuck on the cliff, please tell me you're already working on the second book.
We start writing in November.
That's music to my ears, Hilary. I cannot wait for the second book. And given all your success through all your journey through Hollywood and now this great book, what advice would you give to others living out their dreams?
You know, I hate to sound cheesy and state the obvious, but I am a girl from Texas who doesn't have any family in the industry, you know, and I had parents that supported me, but you got to go for it. You got to throw yourself out there and believe in yourself. And just like writing a book, like I didn't go to college. I didn't even go to high school. You know, I was homeschooled. And I had an idea and I ran with it. And I think taking chances and putting yourself out there no matter what happens, you know, what the possibility is, you got to just like keep going and be strong.
Hilary, that's great advice. Congratulations on the great book, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Conn. Thanks. Nice talking to you.
Well, I'm definitely glad she took her own advice because we've gotten to enjoy her in the movies, TV, music, and now this great book. And I cannot wait for the second book. This one out, remember, is called Elixir. Make sure you get a great read. And I'm telling you, it's a good cliffhanger. She's quite creative. When we come back, we got our big surprise, and you can win a trip to an exotic location when we come back.